Hello everybody, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today I'm just playing a two-player game against myself in Star Wars Destiny. I'm running the Kylo Ren and Count Dooku deck against the Ackbar and Padme deck. So I am the red player, so I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to draw my cards. Alright, so I have a lightsaber, I'll probably keep that. Deflect is decent. Block. Dodge. Okay, so I'm probably going to keep the lightsaber. Block and dodge I don't think I really need currently. Mulligan these three. Alright, much better. I'm going to end this turn here. And they're going to get their cards set up, so we're going to shuffle them. Okay, Electroshock is a good one. Field Medic if they take damage. Scramble's good. Cunning's good. I don't think I need a Millennium Falcon, at least not yet. I'm not going to have the resources for that. Shuffle, and we'll draw one card. Alright, now it's time for the roll-off to see where we're going into battle. And I'll roll Dooku and Kylo's dice to see where if they win. Let's see what we have here. 0, 1, 2. They have 4. Let's see what we get here. We have a 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to play on the throne room, so the command center goes away. There. These move back. Those all go there. Alright, so we'll end that turn. It's back to me. And we'll each get 2 resources. And they'll get a shield on each character. Alright, so 2 resources. What do I have I can use right now? I have a Force Choke, but I'm going to, turn 1, we're going to play Sith Holocron onto Dooku. Pop the die. That's our turn there. They're going to take their turn, so they have 2 resources. They can do Electroshock, Field Medic. They're going to put Cunning on Padme. That'll be it for them. But I still have 2 resources. I could get Force Choke out now, and maybe use something else to get that out later. I still want to get that lightsaber out, so I'm going to just roll Dooku these 3 dice. I don't expect the mill deck to win against this deck, but we'll see how it goes. Roll them. Alright, so we have special on there. 2 discard for a resource and a blank. And they've used up their resources. They can't Electroshock yet, but we will use Padme. And the card just wants to die. Roll her. So she has a special, a resource, and a resource. And our turn. We have 2 resources. Feel your anger is kind of useless at this point, but I'm going to resolve the special on the Holocron to put out Force Choke on Dooku. And I'm going to pay a resource to roll it in. And lands on a resource. Our turn. What Padme can do. Padme can get a resource, 2 resources, or a special on mill. We'll actually activate Ackbar. And tap him. A resource and the resource. And our turn here. I'm going to actually get the resource from Force Choke. And our turn. Padme is going to resolve her special. So it just is mills the top card off. Over. And I lost an Immobilize. And our turn. Back here, we are now going to I suppose I could mill. I don't really want to run mill here though, so we'll activate Kylo. Roll him in. He has a resource and a resource. The turn. So they need to start doing some mill. So 4 resources. If I pull the Millennium Falcon, those 4 resources will be helpful, but that's going to leave me open to a lot of attack if I resolve all those now. So what I'm going to do is resolve Ackbar for the resources. We'll get resources here. And we're going to end our turn. I want to get that lightsaber out, so I'm going to activate Kylo to get 2 resources. 2 resources. We have 2 more resources we can get. We'll actually pay a resource and play Electroshock to remove character die showing value 2 or lower. Remove that Dooku die. End their turn. We will pay 3. Drop our lightsaber. End our turn here. Have 2 resources. They'll just resolve both of those. They'll resolve the resource there and the resource off of Padme. End the turn. I will don't want to waste a card there, so I was going to claim the battlefield. And they will be done as well, so there's nothing else they can do. Everybody's going to ready up their cards. I'm going to leave the dice off to the side here. Just so when I move the card, when I rotate the cards, they don't get mixed in there. Alright, so everybody gets 2 resources. And draw 2. If they draw their Millennium Falcon now, they'll have the resources to pay for it. And how many cards? I need to draw 3. Alright, perfect. Alright, we're going to definitely do that. So it's on my turn since I control the battlefield. I'm going to pay 2 resources. And play Abandon All Hope on them. They want their resources. There's nothing really in their hand that they particularly need right now. So we're going to actually just discard their hand. So I did that. We're going to end the turn and then just take this, and hit discard. Alright, so 5 resources. We're going to activate Padme first. It's a blank. Let me just move that over there. So blank, focus, resource. End their turn. Have 1 resource. Pay a resource. We're going to play Feel Your Anger. So there's 1 blank. So count the number of blanks showing on an opponent's dice and remove that many of their dice. So we're going to leave their blank there, but we're going to take their focus away. Turn they have a resource and the blank. They're going to bring in Ackbar. Ackbar rolls 1 range damage and another range damage. End the turn here. Going to bring in Count Dooku. Got the 2 Dooku dice, Saber, the Force Choke, and Holocron. Focus there. Disrupt. 3 melee for the cost of a resource, 1 melee, and 2 melee. Ackbar is going to resolve 2 damage. They know if they activate it on Dooku, Dooku can just discard cards. So we're going to do 2 damage to Kylo Ren. And that turn here. We will target Padme with 2 melee, and we'll hit her for 3 melee damage. Start around so I can. Padme is at 3 damage taken. Padme will die. We'll get a resource. I'm actually going. I don't have the resource to spend, so I'm going to spend the focus. Change Kylo's lightsaber to its special side. They have nothing really else they can do, so they'll claim the battlefield. And in doing so, turn a die to a special. So we're going to set the number to Padme special, which is discard the top card of the opponent's deck, or spend the resource to discard 2. So we're going to spend the resource and mill off 2 cards. Well, that's the entire deck, but flip, toss an isolation, and force throw. That got resolved. We haven't brought in Kylo yet, so we're going to bring in Kylo. We have a blank and a resource costed melee. I have no resources, but I'm going to disrupt for 2 resources on them. And then I'm going to target Padme with the Kylo lightsaber special, removing 1 shield and doing 1 damage, and re-rolling it because the special states if any of the damage is blocked by shield, re-roll this die. So we're going to re-roll Kylo's saber. And we have a +3 melee. We're actually going to discard Deflect to re-roll these 2. Shield and a shield. Okay, we'll resolve shield. We'll get 2 shields on Dooku. And we'll just leave that. So that's that. Everything sets. And we draw up to our hand size here. 2, draw 3. All right, force training, holocron, and a dodge. All right, we're going to end that turn. They're going to ready up their characters, and then since they control the battlefield, they will go first. Padme, Ackbar, and then we'll draw up our hand. We're going to draw 5. Okay, they do control the battlefield, so defensive position might come into play here. We have that, second chance. All right, so get 2 resources. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to play second chance on Padme. I'm going to end the turn. All right, what can I do here? We'll do, we'll just activate Dooku. 1, 2, 5 dice. Roll them all up. We have +1 resource, 2 melee, +2 melee, 1 resource, and a special. Pay 1 resource. Play defensive position. Play only if you control the battlefield, or remove all of an opponent's dice showing a value of 2 or higher. Or higher, so that'll go away. That'll go away. That'll stay. That'll stay, and that will stay. I believe specials in this case are still counted as zeros. So they use defensive position. We're going to end the turn here. So Dooku's pool is smaller now. We'll roll Kylo. Kylo has 1 range and another one, or not range, melee, I should say. End the turn. Okay, they have 1 resource left. They'll play 1 resource to give Ackbar Scout. We're going to resolve 2 melee on Padme, or she'll be at 6 now. And they're going to roll Padme in. The blank, focus, and another focus. So 3 focus showing. We'll use the Force Choke special on Padme to take 1 damage. And we will turn her 2 focus blank. They're going to bring in Ackbar. The special, blank, and resource. What I can do here, I have 2 resources still. Pay 1. Play Feel Your Anger again, so they are showing 1, 2, 3 blanks. So I'll remove 3 dice. See, is it blanks, 1 blank, 2 blank, 3 blank. So we'll move Cunning, we'll remove the special, and we'll remove Resource. We have those showing. We already have. We'll play a discard this to do a. We have blank, special, and special. And see what we're showing here. We're still showing a resource and a +1 resource. Suppose I'll just resolve those both for resources. And they're going to resolve specials, so they don't have a resource to spend to mill more than 1, so we're just going to mill 2. So we're going to Force Training and a Kylo's Lightsaber. And a turn, and I'll take the battlefield. And they will be done also, so we're going to ready up all the characters. That, and let me see, draw 4 cards. And I control the battlefield, so we have a Draw Attention, Electroshock, Detonator, and Cunning. And let me give them 2 resources. Get 2 resources also. And we'll ready up Kylo, we'll ready up Dooku, and we'll start our game. I need to draw 1 card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, cool. So we have Deflect, Holocron, Force Training, Dodge, and Mind Trick. So I'm going to actually play Force Training on Kylo. There. End our turn. See what we can do here. Draw Attention. Damage to another character. That's up to 2 damage to one of your characters from another. Maybe I'll do that later in this turn. But for now, we're going to pay 1, put a data pad on Ackbar. End our turn. Excuse me. We'll also play for 0, play a Holocron on Kylo. They have 1 resource. Nothing's been rolled yet. They might want to use Electroshock, so we're just going to roll in Padme. I forgot to reset her, but she's got these 3 dice. Let's get them rolled. We have Special, Disrupt, and Blink. Gonna bring in Dooku. Have Focus, another Focus, Discard for a resource, Blank, and 3 melee for a resource. End the turn here. Gonna pay a resource. Gonna Electroshock. So spot a yellow character to remove a die showing a value of 2 or lower. Focus. We can't get rid of the melee, but we can get rid of one of these focuses, so we'll get rid of Dooku's focus. We will activate Kylo. Oh, yeah, he's got the holocron now as well. That. Special, melee, +1 resource, and 2 melee for the cost of a resource. We're going to end the turn. We will bring in Ackbar. Put out, so he's a special. Discard, focus, and +1 resource. Going to target Ackbar now because she has second chance, so that might make it a little bit more difficult to actually pull off. So we are going to resolve 1 melee. We're going to pay a resource for that. There's 1 melee, 3 melee. We'll remove this, and we'll do 6 melee to Ackbar. It'll actually be 5 because it's shield. So we have that melee, that melee, that melee. Shield off, and we will put in 3, 4, 5 damage. We'll end the turn. We will activate the special on Scout. So Ackbar will get a look at my hand and discard the cheapest card from it. So we're just going to end the turn so I can see what the cheapest card is here. We have a 1 cost, a 2 cost, and a 2 cost. So we'll discard Deflect. That was his turn, so it's my turn again. I'll activate the special on Force Training. I will give, see what it does. I think it's do 1 damage, gain a resource, or give a character a shield. So we're going to give Dooku a shield, and we're going to do 1 damage to Ackbar. So Ackbar is at, I'm going to tap it, 6 damage. Alright, Ackbar is then going to use his 2 focus. Set this to its special. That's a blank, actually. Set that to its special and set Padme her special. We use the 2 focus to do that, so it's the ending the turn now. I have a resource. I can't do anything with anything in my hand. I suppose I can mill them for that, but we are going to actually focus on the holocron to focus into the special on Force Choke in the turn. Ackbar will activate his mill, so we'll just discard a random card. There goes Mind Trick. The turn. We will use Force Choke, doing 1 damage to Ackbar, so he's at 7. And we will set a die to any side. We'll set that to blank. Padme will trigger her specials. Doesn't have any resources to get rid of. So we'll just flip a card off there. Here's another isolation and another force throw. Turn. I will also pay a resource and have them discard 2 cards. I think it's 2 for 1, right? 2 discard for 1 resource. So discard, discard. They allow us Cunning and Detonator in there now. They're going to play the battlefield. They're going to set, let me see, turn 1 of your dice to a special and then resolve it. So we're going to turn Cunning to its special. And they will trigger the special of the pool. They'll trigger Kylo Ren's special. We're going to look at a random card in my hand and deal damage, and they're going to target Kylo with that. So move that down here. Just going to click discard random card. Kylo will take 2 damage, and that goes back in the hand. Kylo's at 4. And I will pass. I don't have anything to resolve that with. So we'll ready our characters up. Draw 4 cards. Resource. They are in control of the battlefield, so they'll be able to play. So to draw 4 cards as well. Here. They got their resources. We need to ready Padme and Ackbar. Let's see what we can do here. You might want to hold on the block. It's going to be doing a lot of melee damage with Falcon and Field Medic. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just activate Ackbar. I don't want to drag the card twice. We have a resource, +1 resource, 1 range damage, and 1 focus. Pay 1. Play It Binds All Things, which will reduce my cost of my upgrades. And that. Okay, there, she's at 6, he's at 6 as well. She does have second chance though, so we're going to play Draw Attention. And 2 damage off of Ackbar to her. So she's at 6, 7, she'll be at 9. And Ackbar will lose 2. So he'll be at 6, 7, be at 5. And that's a 0 cost. Yep. Cost. We have 1 resource left. I'll just activate Count Dooku. That holocron came from. That's Kylo's holocron. Alright, get him rolled. Alright, so we have a that's on right there. +2 melee, focus, special, melee, and blank. Alright, so if they use block now, let me move it out of the way, they can remove 2 dice showing damage, essentially remove 4 damage. So we're going to block 4 of that. Play block. That goes away, as does that. And it's back to me. I am going to use the Force Choke special. 1 damage to Ackbar, so he's at 3 for 5. 5, he'll be at 6. Take that one off. And I will set his focus blank. They're going to activate Padme. Resource blank. We have a focus and the blank left. We're going to focus Dooku into 2 melee. Going to the only Falcon's probably not going to come out, so we're just going to need to discard that to do a reroll. Roll, keep that. Keep those 2. Reroll these 4. Hopefully we get some mill. There's that, focus, that, and blank. Bring in Kylo. On Kylo now. Pull him in. Shield, range damage, blank, and shield. going to resolve the special on Scout to look at my hand and discard a cheapest card from it. We have a 2 cost, a 4 cost, and a 2 cost. They're going to discard that out of my hand. And now it's back to me. So they resolve that special. I'll resolve 2 melee on Ackbar, so he's at 6. Ackbar's at 8. He can take 1 more damage before he's knocked out. Do here. Where Ackbar's knocked out, he's going to do 1 damage to Kylo, so he's at 3, 4, 5 damage. And we'll do 1 ranged to Ackbar. Ackbar is out. Discarded. Alright, Padme is up now. Padme has focus, resource, and blank. She's going to focus Padme into her special. Shield, blank. I'll discard a dodge to roll. So we have 2 melee for a resource, holocron special, and resource. Padme is going to her special. We to target Padme for actually first thing we're going to do is holocron special. Pull the holocron out, and we're going to mind probe on Kylo. Pay a resource and roll it. Pool. 2 mil in that. Alright, end turn. They're going to claim the battlefield again, setting that to the special and resolving it. So 5 cards left in the deck. That got resolved. Turn. I'll get a resource. Pay the resource to hit Padme for 2. 6. She's at 9. And 11. Normally Padme would be out, but she's at basically at 10. She heals back and has 5 damage. So 3, that to a 1, flip that to a 1. Padme has 5 health now. Have that. And then I'll resolve mill 2. And that will end the turn. They're in control of the battlefield, so they will ready up Padme. Draw 2 cards, or 5 cards I should say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get 2 resources. I'll get 2 resources also. They're in control of the battlefield, so defensive position might be a thing. However, how much is that one? They're each 1. We're going to pay 1. We're going to play Dug In and get shield on Padme. End the turn. I need to drop my cards as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 card in there, 5 in my hand. 2 resources. We are going to exhaust It Binds All Things. Playing the lightsaber for 2 resources instead of 3. End the turn. To Padme. Blank, a special, and a focus. I suppose I should ready these guys before I activate them. And we're actually going to roll in Dooku first. Come. +2, +1, 1, 1, and 1. Defensive position really doesn't help much right here because they're all 1 value. So we have a resource. So what we're going to do is going to resolve the special on Padme. and mill a card. End the turn. Going to resolve 3 damage on Padme. So 1, 2, 3. That'll take away her shields. Going to focus Padme. Her normal. Let's see what her discard side is. To 2 discard. Or 1 discard, I should say. It's just value 2 in the game. End the turn here. So we still have a resource, a discard, and a +1 resource. We're going to bring in Kylo. Coming in a close game as far as the mill goes, because they've only got to mill 4 more cards. We have that, focus, +3 melee, and that. So we're going to end our turn. Padme is going to mill for 1, so discard a random card from my hand. There's a mind trick. And Padme is at 5, so we just need to do 5 damage here. Let's see here. So we're 1 damage. I don't have any resources, but I'm actually going to focus the lightsaber. It's special. We have 1 resource, value 2, or that doesn't really help. That doesn't really help either. They'll claim the battlefield probably, or pass. They'll pass. They're not actually going to claim it yet. We're going to hit Padme for 2. Padme's at 7. Do here defensive position. Nothing really of value 2 or higher though. These are all 1 values. I suppose they could remove the mill. That they'll just pay 1. Mind probe. It prevents it from being re-rolled anyway. That mind probe got removed. Shield. I'm gonna discard block. We're gonna re-roll everything except for the 1 Kylo. Focus and special. And turn. They're going to claim the battlefield. Can't turn anything to a special though, so we're not going to do that. We'll hit Padme for 1. So we'll hit Padme for 1 with a special on Force Choke. 8 damage. We'll then that shield, we didn't resolve that, so I'm going to focus Kylo to that and resolve 2 melee damage on Padme. So she's at 3, 6, 7, 8. That'll knock her out. I mean, that actually got really close. I ended up almost getting milled out. So that is my Kylo Ren and Count Dooku deck against my Ackbar and Padme mill deck. I'll have links in the video description to where you can check out both the decks on Star Wars Destiny DB. That's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.